This is the capital plot. In the world of high finance, liquidity is the only truth that matters. And right now, the UAE is speaking that truth louder than anyone else. Between 2019 and 2025, Dubai's land market alone witnessed a staggering 786% growth in total transacted value, peaking at a massive $121.4 billion, JLL 2026. But if you think this is just another speculative bubble, you're looking at the wrong data points. This isn't just hot money. This is anchored capital. Today, we are quantifying the golden visa effect, a policy masterstroke that has fundamentally decoupled the UAE from the global real estate cycle. We're moving past the headlines to look at the institutional reports from JLL, Knight Frank, and the IMF to see how a simple residency stamp became a $100 billion economic engine. For decades, the UAE was a transactional market. You came, you worked, you left. But the introduction of the property-linked golden visa changed the psychology of the buyer. According to recent 2026 data from the Middle East Insider, approximately 35 to 40% of all recent off-plan transaction value is now directly linked to golden visa applicants, Visa HQ 2026. By setting a clear threshold, 2 million dirhams, or roughly $545,000, the government didn't just invite investors, they invited residents. As Knight Frank noted in their February 2026 forecast, the Golden Visa program effectively anchors capital within the country. It converts transient investors into long-term stakeholders. This sense of permanence encourages buyers to invest more into their properties and communities, Knight Frank 2026. This permanence is the secret sauce. When a buyer isn't worried about their visa expiring in 24 months, they don't flip the property at the first sign of a market dip. They hold. And that holding power is what creates market maturity. If you want to see where that liquidity is flowing next, look at the project pipeline. JLL's 2026 Market Outlook projects a mind-bending $470 billion in real estate project cash flow between now and 2030, JLL 2026. But here is where the golden visa effect gets granular. We are seeing a flight to quality. Because the visa requires a specific investment threshold, demand has hyper-concentrated in the prime and super prime segments. Dubai Residential Index currently sits at roughly 162, using 2019 as a base of 100. Villas have pushed even higher, hitting an index of 214, Sands of Wealth 2026. Investors are no longer just buying space, they are buying yield-bearing residency. In 2025, real estate-linked golden visa investments delivered total returns of up to 20% when you combine capital appreciation with rental yields that average 6% to 8%, Imperial Citizenship 2026. To understand the $100 billion inflow, you have to look at the competition. Global capital is a nomadic beast. It goes where it is treated best. While Europe is tightening its borders, Portugal curtailing its program, and Greece raising thresholds to 800,000 euros, the UAE has done the opposite. They've removed the 50% cash down requirement for mortgaged properties and included off-plan purchases in the eligibility criteria, the Middle East Insider 2026. The IMF's 2025 Selected Issues Report confirms this outlier status, stating the UAE has become a primary beneficiary of global geopolitical fragmentation. The country isn't just competing with Riyadh or Doha, it's competing with London and New York. And with a 5% projected growth in luxury prices for 2026, the UAE is outpacing almost every other safe haven market on the planet. So, what is the golden visa effect in a single sentence? It is the transformation of the UAE from a speculative playground into a mature, institutional asset class. We are seeing a slowdown from the frantic double-digit gains of 2023, with Knight Frank expecting a more measured 3% to 5% growth in 2026, Sands of Wealth 2026. But in a Bloomberg-style analysis, measured growth is actually a sign of health. It means the market has found its equilibrium. The $100 billion inflow wasn't a fluke. It was the result of a calculated policy that traded short-term speculation for long-term residency. The question for you isn't whether the boom is over. The question is, in a market backed by $500 billion in planned infrastructure, are you a transient observer or a stakeholder? Subscribe for data-driven UAE market analysis.